Hey, 8th graders, welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving straight into something pretty amazing today. We're going to take the hard, concrete logic of math and actually blend it with some really powerful real-world life lessons. We're looking at how numbers, shapes, and honestly, the way we treat each other are all surprisingly connected. Let's get right into it.
So here's our quick roadmap for the Explainer. We've got 6 key areas. We'll start with the power of teamwork, then look at why collaboration actually matters. We'll hit the backyard fence challenge, reflect on your strategy, talk about building on firm foundations, and finally, wrap up with education and peace of mind.
All right, Section 1, the power of teamwork. 2 are better than 1.
Now, to get us started, look at this verse from Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 9. 2 are better than 1, because they have a good return for their labor. This basically hits the nail on the head for our big idea today. Working with others, it absolutely deepens your understanding of, well, everything. When you team up, your effort doesn't just add up, it literally multiplies.
Moving on to Section 2, Why Collaboration Matters, Mirroring Real-Life Teamwork.
So what's really fascinating here is how directly this connects the desk you're sitting at right now to the actual real world. Why bother teaming up in math at all? Well, for starters, a peer might spot something you totally missed. By talking through your strategies out loud, you're not just mindlessly memorizing formulas, you're actively sharpening your own skills. Plus, you're building those absolutely crucial leadership and communication skills you're going to need for school, church, and eventually your future workplace. It really preps you to tackle totally unfamiliar problems with confidence.
Okay, Section 3, the Backyard Fence Challenge, Putting Teamwork to the Test.
Now, before we crunch any numbers, let's lay out the game plan. You and your partner are going to follow these 4 specific steps to truly test your reasoning and justify those math strategies together. Step 1, you tackle a problem totally independently. Step 2, you compare your answers and actually explain your reasoning out loud to each other. Step 3, switch up your methods and try again. And finally, Step 4, tackle the team challenge. It's a really solid, structured way to guarantee both of you are learning.
All right, here we go, the team challenge. I want you to imagine you're building a perfectly straight fence diagonally across a rectangular backyard. The yard is 30 feet wide and 40 feet long. So the question is, how long does that fence actually need to be? Try to picture that rectangle in your head right now with that diagonal line slicing right through the middle. Okay, so the absolute key here is applying the good old Pythagorean theorem, right? A squared plus b squared equals c squared. You're going to want to step through this famous equation really carefully with your partner. Talk it out. Which numbers are the legs? That's your 30 and your 40, right? And which one is the hypotenuse? The c. That's that long diagonal fence we're trying to figure out.
So, did you calculate 50 feet? Let's check it. 30 squared is 900, right? 40 squared is 1600. Add those two together and you get 2500. And the square root of that whole shebang is exactly 50. If you and your partner were really communicating well and checking each other's work, I bet you totally nailed finding that missing side.
Let's move to Section 4, Reflecting on Your Strategy. How did discussing help?
I want you to pause and actually ask yourselves these reflection prompts right now. First, how did discussing your work help your thinking? And second, what did you actually learn from your partner? Because honestly, taking a second to identify what you picked up from a peer is just as important as getting the final math right. Did they explain a tricky step differently? Did they maybe catch a tiny error you missed? That right there, that's the real magic of collaboration.
Next up is Section 5, Building on Firm Foundations, the Geometry of Morality.
Now, look at this comparison, because this is super cool. Think about a right triangle. Its foundation relies entirely on a strict, unwavering 90-degree angle. If it's even slightly off, like, say, 89 degrees, the whole Pythagorean theorem just completely fails. Well, the curriculum draws this brilliant parallel here, showing that in the exact same way, a strong life absolutely requires a solid foundation of moral principles. You literally can't build it without them.
And what are those principles? Well, we're talking about truth, integrity, wisdom, love, and patience. So think about it. When you patiently sit there and explain how 30 squared becomes 900 to your partner, you're not just doing math. You are actively putting virtues like love and integrity to work right there in the classroom.
The huge takeaway here is that, just like solving for that missing side of the fence, stepping up to help your peers doesn't just bump up their math score, it's fundamentally designed to build up your own moral and spiritual strength too. It's a total win-win.
All right, our final section, Section 6, Education and Peace of Mind, the HeroesMartAcademy philosophy.
I want you to really take a look at this stark, honest statement. Education without morality will hurt. The core philosophy here argues that just being book smart isn't really enough. Knowledge literally has to be paired with godly morality to keep a brilliant mind from, well, causing harm. It's a heavy thought, right?
To back this up, the source material points us to Romans chapter 8, verses 6 and 7, which basically promises peace of mind to everyone who keeps their mind spiritual. The big idea here is that by intentionally keeping your mind focused on these spiritual truths right alongside your daily academics, you're promised genuine, lasting peace of mind. And who doesn't want that?
So, I'm going to leave you with this final, totally provocative question from the curriculum to chew on long after this explainer wraps up. What's the point of being smart and supposedly educated if you just continue to make bad choices that hurt? Think about it. You've got the tools right now, both the mathematical ones and the moral ones. Consider how building your own foundation on truth, just like that perfect, unwavering 90-degree angle, might absolutely change your life.